Overall, Aston Villa missed out on an opportunity to climb into second in the table. For you, Thomas, are they in the title race?
I've always been a bit cautious because I've enjoyed watching them, but the games they've won, there were so many of them, there were small margins, usually 1 goal difference. They sort of overperformed. And now I don't want to take anything away from it. Like I said, it's been brilliant to watch and may continue for a long, long time. But the probability that the run will continue is rather small. And that's why I've been very careful in saying they're title contenders. I want to see
Why do you
them
think
up there.
it is small?
Like I said, the long distance shots, they've scored about 12 goals, I think, from outside of the box. The likelihood of that is very little. And like I said, to continue in this way, it's highly unlikely. And we talked about stats before, they're all available. So it's not looking like it's going to continue this way. However, emotionally, when you're part of Aston Villa Football Club right now, you think, bring them all on. We play Arsenal, we play Man City, we're going to beat them. And this is finding a balance. I don't want to talk them out of it. Me personally, if I had to put something down, I'd say I'd rather be careful.
But yet still an incredible season if they were to finish then.
Had Aston Villa got even a point today, they're second in the table. And if we're all saying that the title race isn't over yet, which I don't think it is over, I think Arsenal have come close a few times and fell away. So I think they'd need quite a more substantial gap to feel like the title race is over. So if you concede in that, then the two teams still in it with them are Aston Villa and Man City.
Maybe, sorry to interrupt, but I say depth of the squad, and today you could see they didn't have it.
That was the thing, yeah.
Daniel Marlin scoring for Roma, players just left the club, and on the bench they probably didn't have, no disrespect to the players that were on there, but they didn't have the depth in order to really say, this is a top bench.
But Unai Emery, credit to him because he's led this team remarkably well. He's
been brilliant, there's no doubt about it. They'll be disappointed because that long run is over, the impressive home form, but brush themselves off very quickly and move on.
Excellent stuff. Well, on that note, it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure having your company. Excellent. Well, the team spirit's definitely there. They're very happy with the win and the performance. 5 clean sheets in the last 6 away games as well. It's pretty impressive.
Definitely. I mean, it's hard to win Premier League games. It's even harder to win them away from home. And Everton have just found a groove and a knack and a way of playing that suits the team, that suits the personnel. Not necessarily having to dominate possession, not necessarily having to break forward every single time they get the ball. But when they do, they manage to create chances. They trust that they're going to find positions to get Tierno Barry an opportunity. And, yeah, it's been a difficult start for him in an Everton jersey. He was expected to have hit the ground running, paid a lot of money for him. Wasn't the case. He's had to go away, work hard on his game, try and improve. David Moyes talked about him before the game as improving all the time and getting used to the Premier League. I even think he's sounding like David Moyes now, saying it's my job to score goals.
Is that a typical David Moyes line?
From David Moyes, absolutely. But he's right, and yeah, he's growing in an Everton jersey all the time. And I was really pleased for him today to see him get that goal. It was a brilliant finish, but his all-round game was very, very good.
And let's not forget, it's not easy to go to Villa Park and take 3 points. It's not something that most teams have done this season.
Not at all, and I don't think it was the ambition to play well. David Moyes said, we have to outplay them, outclass them, because he analysed Villa really well. And James Garner just said it in an interview. He said, we stopped them from playing through the middle. It's so brilliant to watch Villa going through that middle, always finding some kind of space, play through the middle and end up in front of goal. Today, that wasn't the case, and that takes a lot of effort. The players to also be disciplined and follow the instructions. And in the middle of the park, Milan Röhl and James Garner in particular, they worked so hard, and everybody, stuck together. And this is how you get a win at Aston Villa Football Club at Villa Park. They've been on such a tremendous run, and they'll be hugely disappointed because I think Unai Emery will be looking at the stats thinking we were the better team. We should have won this game. David Moyes probably thinks exactly the same, because he had a match plan, a game plan, and it completely went his way, and that's why he's happy.
Can't help but smile at Tierno Barry, can you? Either on or off the field.
No, of course not. Talking to some of the players as well, he's such a likeable lad, and the fans as well have taken to him, especially when he's getting on the score sheet. And you're just seeing him always smiling. And of course, today he's contributed to the team, and he's got a winning goal, and he deserves all the plaudits that he's getting.
I felt his pain earlier this season, didn't you? Because it was difficult to watch. Nothing was going in for it.
But the fans were completely on his side through all of that.
Yeah, and the manager, obviously, that helps, and you keep playing, and all of a sudden, he's got 3 in his last 4, he's in good form, and a winning goal that he might not have got man in the match like he wanted. He said, like always, Roy Keane, went, that's my job. I loved it. It was great, and it is his job. You know what? He's scoring goals, and he took it so well as well, didn't he, Ashley?
Yeah, he did. He's a striker. He's got to get on the end of it, like he's just said then, it's my job.
Yeah.
And it was his job. You know, it's a tough finish, to be honest.
Yeah,
He sees it, you know, he sees it come out from the goalkeeper. You know, like I've said, that, you know, it's a mistake here from Pau Torres, but, you know, Dwight McNeil picking up the ball there, you know, you're hoping that someone's going to bail you out, and the keeper just, you know, gets it all wrong. For me, you know, he's got to hold on to that. He doesn't hold on to it, but Tierney Barry's in the right position, following it in, and, you know, it's an unbelievable finish.
To get that over a man of Martinez's size and stature and get it under the bar as well takes some doing,
It's
Joe.
beautiful. Look at it. Look, he's just got that little bit of backspin, the right flight on it. Conte's obviously trying his best to get there. He reacts really well as well. I like the way that he just nips in front of Matty Cash here. He sees it, he anticipates, and then can he do that? And it's a difficult angle. He just dinks it over the keeper. Look at that. What a feeling. He'll watch that a lot this week. It's a really good finish because he has to slow himself up, get his foot pattern right, and obviously just over the line. And a really good piece of play from his perspective. But I think what it showed you was, in that goal encapsulated everything about Aston Villa today, the mistakes that they made. And it's like, are they just mistakes? Is it unfortunate, or is it actually pressure? Because for the first time, the weekend, everything's gone their way. Manchester City lose, Arsenal only draw. Now, can you handle that pressure? And they just felt like they didn't do it as well today. And I didn't expect it. I came here today thinking that Aston Villa will completely blow Everton away. No Njai, no Dewsbury Hall, that players playing in different positions. You bring a young lad in, Harrison. Armstrong, I thought was brilliant today in there. And it was a great result from Everton's perspective, but Aston Villa just didn't handle the occasion very well today.
But did Everton equally, when you we heard from James Garner there, didn't we, saying, well, the idea was to, you know, block off the passing lanes and force them out wide. So for all you can flip it on Villa and their pressure, you also have to give credit for Everton not allowing them to play how they wanted to play, do you?
Yeah, of course you do, and I think that Everton would have worked on that during the week. You know, everyone knows Unai Emery's teams. They want to play through the middle, play through, you know, the centre midfielders, and, you know, through Morgan Rogers. And when you block them and send them wide, you know, that's a win. That's a bonus for you as an Everton team. So, of course, that's what they've been working on. You know, Taki said it at half-time. Jimmy said it after the game that, you know, we need to stay narrow, stay in shape, and frustrate them. And, you know, they did that in massive parts of the game. And when you do that, and then you get the chances, you've got to take it as well. And, you know, Everton did that, so it was great from them for what they were doing.
Even then, but they snatched at chances today. They were never clean in everything they did. Everything felt a bit of a hurry, a bit of a snatch, a bit of trying so hard, that desperation that comes with wanting to win something so much. You know, even Morgan Rogers has been magnificent this season, couldn't quite get his scoring boots on today, and that happened to a lot of the players. It just never fell for them in the right way. At times it felt Morgan Rogers on his left foot rather than his right, and also Jordan Pickford made a couple of really good saves, especially one from Morgan Rogers in that second half.
This is, Jamie, this is a great save from Pickford.
Yeah, fantastic save, really good. He does so well because he's always been really good at working his feet. You can see there Pickford, he's trying to get his defence out. Morgan Rogers hits that one. I think it takes the slightest deflection. You can see Morgan's reaction here. He thinks that's in as he's falling back, that he gets the whip into it, but the keeper does great. Works across his feet. We've seen him do this many, many times before, Jordan Pickford. Look, he sees it late, gets himself up. A really good save. He might say it was a comfortable one for him, but big moment in the match. That's 72 minutes on the game. That goes in, everything changes, the whole complexion of it. The crowd get up, but he never quite got that momentum today.
They didn't. We'll look at what went.
It's absolutely brilliant to see, obviously, following Everton and supporting them so much. But yeah, and it's funny because sometimes, you know, we analyse games in this day and age. We have so much data. Football can be very complicated if you want to make it complicated. This started from a goal kick, long ball, second ball, put people under pressure, and you end up scoring this goal. It's so simple, and these things you have to be prepared for. These aren't analysed in the data room. They're there out on the pitch, and that's why I think a lot of Everton players, they can look into the mirror today saying, we've given 100% from the first minute, and and deserve it.
Learned something new about Leon today. He's very superstitious, by the way, because once the goal went in, he didn't move from the spot he was sat in. He didn't want you to move. When you walked out the green room, he was like, come back. And then I said, Leon, I have to get back into studio now. Bye. Were you quite superstitious as a player?
Yeah, always was, yeah.
What were the little things
a lot
that
of
you
players
used to
will
do?
tell you that, though. You know, they'll put a certain boot on before the other one. They might walk out the dressing room in a certain number, in a certain way, put the shirt on at a certain
What was
time.
yours?
Yeah.
What was your thing?
I had
All
too
of
many.
it?
I had too many to tell you, which is transmitting into now, sat in the green room watching the
every
game
moment.
and, finding it difficult. But it was made easier today by a performance that I was really happy to watch. It was really enjoyable. The team gave everything they had. They were committed, they were competitive, created chances. You asked before the game, didn't you, was I worried about Everton going to Villa Park today? And I said, we're missing a lot of players, but Everton are the type of team that will find a result from nowhere. And I thought this could be one of those days, even against an Aston Villa team with an incredible record and an Aston Villa team that I do still believe are just about in the title race. So, yeah, it was a great day's work for Everton.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually, because we did discuss the key players that are missing and the fact that Everton don't actually have the depth, which is what could cost them in a match like this, because they don't have the bench to go to when you're missing so many players. But with that in mind, they'll feel a lot of confidence from that.
Yeah, but I didn't hear anybody complaining, and David Moyes saying, we're so unfortunate with all these injured players and player ups, and he's got a job to do. And as you just said, with Barry, when you hear him, I'm a striker, I have to score goals, and this is the message. We're not looking for excuses. And, going forward with this result, with this performance, they'll be thinking we can sort of look up in the table, not being overly confident and talk about European football, but this is the basis, and from there, things can only get better.
With regards to the goal, when we just looked at it just then, from Martinez's perspective, should he have palmed it away? Should he have?
Huge victory, especially to do it here at Villa Park. What was that like to play in today?
Yeah, it was amazing. We worked so hard throughout the week. They're such a very good team, a lot of brilliant players, but, the lads grinded it out today and we got the chance and he took it.
How important was it to make sure that you frustrated Aston Villa? Because we spoke to your captain before at half-time as well, and you had to make sure that intensity was going all the way through the game.
Exactly that, yeah. We tried to nullify what they're good at, which is playing through the middle. We tried to block off all the passing lanes and just force it wide, and I think that's what we did. And then we waited for our moment, won it back, and like I said, when you come away to places like this, you might only get one or two chances, and that's what we did. And the main man put it away again.
Well, just before the hour mark, you managed to get that goal, that all-important goal. Just talk us through it when you saw that opportunity arise.
I just see the Martinez kick the ball away, and I be attentive. I don't know if it's in English, and he scored, so I'm very happy. Yes, I hope to continue like this.
I think that's now 3 goals in your last 4 games. So for you personally as well, how are you feeling at the moment?
It's my job now. I need to score, so I need to continue like this. I need to work hard because it's not the final, so I hope to continue like this.
What can a win like this do for this Everton side now?
Well, yeah, no, we were in a bit of a sticky patch, and that was one of the main things that we said going into this game. We need to get ourselves out of this, and to win away from home was hopefully the start of that.
Do you actually feel that you could have got more from this game today?
I don't know what more you can get apart from 3 points. I think it was an amazing performance from the lads. We set out exactly what we wanted to do, which was come here, make it hard for them and take away the 3 points. OK,
final one from you, because your teammate here is going to be the player of the match, if you do the honours.
It's always me I give him. I hope one day it's him who gives me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. Well done.